hey, in the world, there is a new, really funny sitcom called Ruby Speaking. It is all available to watch on ITVX, and the star and creator of that show, Jayde Adams, joins us now. Hello.
Hello, Graham.
So this is, now, because, you know, you were stand-up, you've done lots of stuff on telly, a sitcom. Was that always the dream? Was that always the ambition?
Oh, yeah, 100%. As a little girl sat watching Ardon French on Vicar of Dibley, I think I probably looked up to my parents and went, I want a sitcom. And
not this Christmas.
Maybe not this Christmas, but eventually. And I'm in a difficult period of my life now because people keep saying to me, what are you up to next, Jade? And I'm like, I just feel like being a lead in a film and having a sitcom was two dreams I had, and now I'm like, well, what's next? What do I want?
Yeah. What more do you want? What more do you want from me?
This is enough.
And but I know. Here's the thing. So, you know, it's answered prayers, isn't it? Because how hard was it kind of because a sitcom, it's, you know, you need jokes, but there's so much more going on, particularly in your sitcom, because you've got all those characters, you've got a kind of an overriding arc, storyline.
Well, the really lucky thing I have is a writer for it. So I created it with two other women, and we've been doing this for 8 years. So 8 years ago, we went to a call centre in Wales, and we met all these amazing people that do this job that I spent my entire life trying not to do. And we go along there, and I thought it would be really awkward. And actually, there was a girl from university there that I went to my drama class. I wasn't a drama class. I'm the only person who's ended up on telly from the course. But she went there, and I thought, oh God, this is going to be awkward. And actually what I realised at that time in our lives, she was happier than I was, because she had this community of people around her that she loved, and she was, you know, she had place in the world, whereas I was trying to find my own. But we got really inspired by those people, us girls. We sat around, they put me in a hot seat, which is a drama school technique where they sit you down and they ask you questions and you stay in character. And there's a little clip of that on my Instagram if people want to see it. It's cute, and I look young.
You are young.
I am young.
Yeah.
But what was really interesting is it's taken all this time. Now, we sort of gave it to another channel and they were like, it's not for us right now. And that essentially means you need to be more famous, Jade. So what did I do, Graham?
You got more famous.
I got more famous, and ITV were like, it's time you had your own sitcom. Got it. And what's been really great is just having that length of time. I mean, it is frustrating when you see other people, your peers, going on doing things, but actually I feel like I'm in the best position at the moment to really appreciate this, whereas it would have felt much different if it was, I think it was earlier on in my career. But it's an amazing thing that I've achieved, and I'm working with these incredible, it's such a very female heavy thing as well. Our crew was very female, female director, very Bristolian show. Just that was very important to me, because I've watched a lot of Bristol based shows and the accents are a bit dodge, I'll be honest. So making this as authentically as possible was important, because the show essentially is about, authentic relationships. It's quite a hard show to describe at the moment because we've got a lot of comedy dramas going on, lots of heavy themes. We're the sort of show where we bury those heavy themes in a lot of humour and love and light.
Yeah.
So,
but there's a lot of heart in it, though. It's there's a lot of sweetness in it, and particularly in your character, that kind of relationship she has with the callers. I like the way you see the callers. It's sweet.
Yeah, she's basically me, had I not have been jaded by the entertainment industry. And what I really like about the character is that she's got this, she can sing, and she's obviously got a skill with people. And normally you tell a character like that, you need to move to London. And we sort of, as a group, me, Abby and Lucy, we were all like, what happens if everyone moves to London to fulfil their dreams? Who keeps the lights on back home? And that's what these people are doing. These are the people that didn't leave. Yeah. These are the people that are happy where they are.
But I'm interested that because I just assumed, watching it, I just watched it and kind of thought, oh, I guess Jade must have worked in a call centre, because so many people have, lots of, out of works, whatever, and all the people dreaming are in call centres. But you never did it.
No, I did.
Oh, you did do it?
Yeah, no, I did work in a call centre. So 18 years old. I mean, this show could have been about many things, because basically Lucy Lumsden, our exec, she said to me 8 years ago, she was like, what jobs have you had? And I said, I've been a door woman, I've worked in Asda on the fish counter, I've had loads of jobs. I've been a waitress in million.
There's a lot of sitcoms. Actually, that's what we could do. It could be Ruby doing lots of things.
Yeah.
It could be next one. Could be Ruby fighting when you're on a door
In the valleys.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ruby eating. That could be the fish counter.
Oh yeah. Great. Okay, Graham.
What the hell am I doing here?
We need to give you an exec credit. Stats. But she said, what have you done? I was like, well, when I was 18, I worked in a call centre and had a best mate called Melons, and that's the truth. My best mate was my supervisor, and we used to go to raves and stuff, and blowing whistles in like. It was of a time, but we had this job, and I had to do it for 2 or 3 years. I didn't have a drama school to get into. I just went and got a job. And I'll be honest with you, I always say it to mates of mine who are having kids and they always want them to get into this place and that place. Like, send them to a job.
I'm so with you.
You have life experience.
Yeah.
That's why you're such a fantastic interviewer, because you can relate to the people. You can ask stories that people don't know.
Yeah, because you always think with your parents and kids are going, oh, they can't get this job, and you gotta put them into Pret a Manger. There's loads of jobs out there in service industries, and service industries are where you learn life.
As the Beckhams.
Yes.
They did it to Brooklyn.
I'm not sure it worked so effectively in that case, but their hearts were in the right place.
They had the right idea, which is get your kids into like jobs, because also some jobs somewhere, because you need stories. This industry, you need a story, you need backstory. I mean, I moan about it all the time being working class because it's been harder to get into this job than most, but also I'm sort of grateful for it because I've got a story, and thus Ruby Speaking was born.
And also, you get to enjoy the success that you're having now.
Yeah,
there you go.
Sitting and just enjoying it and looking at the fruits of my labour.
So you were very involved in it all. I mean, particularly the casting, because it's a really the group of people in this call centre are brilliant. You really believe that they're all there. Yeah,
I got to I got a producer credit on the show, which meant that I got to be really involved in it, and I was there for every single casting. It was we cast this girl called Keira Lester, who's a Bristolian girl. And actually in 2012 she went to the same school I went to, but obviously years after I did. She won in 2012 at school the Jayde Adams Musical Theatre Award at St Mary Redcliffe and Temple School, and then lo and behold 10 years later she's in my sitcom. And then there's another guy called Dan Hiscox, and we did this call out in Bristol to get kids who don't have agents, so throw the ladder back down, and anyone who doesn't have an agent can come to the open casting. And we had thousands and thousands of applicants, and we whittled it down, and I saw 50 people in a day, I think it was. And Dan came in. He's an absolute star, and he came in. He was really over familiar, which I love. So he kept calling me R. Jayde, and I was like, oh my god, I'm in love with him. And then I was like, well, the question is, can he listen to a director? And as soon as our director started speaking, he was on it, and I was like, this guy's a star. And it's still that even after him coming in and wowing us, there was still I really pushed for him to come on, and he's actually he has the best lines in the show.
And tell me this, moving forward, is this your future? Or are you giving up kind of, the presenting work and all of that sort of stuff?
I find it really difficult to do presenting work because you have to be a version of yourself. And then, with regards to acting, you get to hide behind a character and I still get to retain some of me. But I feel sometimes I'm a bit too real for presenting. There's a sort of edifice that you have to, I have really true and real reactions to things. And Strictly Come Dancing, when I was on that show, they, I did the week about my sister having died, and I'm sobbing. It's so true and so real, and I completely forget in moments that I need to pull back from it. So maybe that comes from experience, but I also love, and I've done it ever since I was a little girl, I love pretending to be other people. It's all I've ever done. It's how I found who I was from just pretense. And I've got my own story that I want to write, and I'll be performing in that show, and I'm in the processes of writing it, and it's my sort of opus to my childhood, because I did freestyle disco dancing as a kid, and there needs to be a series written about it, because it is the most culturally bereft form of dance known to man, but thousands of children do it, and there's all these intense working class mums who are living their lives through their children that just needs to be put on telly.
So there's that. But I meant to ask you earlier, so the your friends like Melons from the call centre. Have they seen the show?
They love it. So Melons, the character Melons, is nothing like my like my best friend. We just used the name because we loved it. But they're all, people from my past are really chuffed for me. I mean, it's the thing. I moved back to Bristol because it's a really easy place to live when you're sort of well known, because people are dead respectful, but they're like, you come up to you and you're like, I just need to tell you, I think you're a legend, and then they go.
Yeah.
There's a really And I've gone back home and I'm living there now, and the city's really proud. As soon as I moved back, they made me. I mean, I'd always wanted it, but they made me Bristol's coolest person. I beat Banksy and Maya Jama. Bristol Evening Post made that happen.
Maya's furious.
Furious, babes.
Livid. And tell me this, in terms of, your trajectory of your career, you were doing well in the stand-up, and then you started getting bits of telly. What did Strictly do? Did that just, catapult you into a different level, or...?
I mean, it's a really tricky thing, because there were so many... I do have an Amazon Prime special that did really well.
Yeah.
So I had, over 200 million views on that.
Wow.
And filmed it at the Bloomsbury Theatres, available on Amazon Prime, if you want to go and see it. It's a serious black jumper. And I had that, and then there was all these little things, so I think it was a puzzle piece of a bigger thing, but of course it firmly cemented me as a bit of a household name. But I got Ruby Speaking before Strictly Come Dancing. I know. But obviously it's done.
I so wouldn't have bothered doing Strictly Come Dancing.
Well,
I've got the sitcom. Okay, cancel the dancing.
I looked at the diary and there was a gap, and I went, yeah, all right, let's do it. And also there was, do you know what was interesting? It was really interesting when I came out, which was 5 weeks in, because I couldn't have carried on because I was in pre-production.
Oh, wow. Oh, handy.
Yeah, really handy.
Often people want to get out because they've signed to a panto. I didn't think I'd be in it this long.
Oh, when the final, God, I'm just going to be Widow Twanky in an hour.
Ruby Speaking, the name of the show. All episodes available to watch now on ITVX, and we hope there's going to be a season 2 from my lips to God's ears.
Well, thank you very much, Graham, and you can also watch it on ITV2 after Love Island every Tuesday for the next 5 weeks.
Maya can't. She
Maya.
still can't look at you.
It's a Bristol takeover of it. She can't look at me. Yeah. She stays away from me now.
Yeah, that cool woman. Why you oughta cool. Congratulations on everything, Jayde.
Thanks, Graham. I appreciate
thanks for schlepping into seas. Are you spending the rest of the day in London having a nice time?
I'm going to go and meet Jack Rook of Big Boys.
Oh, give him my love.
I will. We're going to go and have dinner because he's absolutely smashed it, and we just need to hang out with each other because both of us come from similar backgrounds, have had trauma in our lives, and now it's just nice to sort of sit and smell the roses together.
Yeah, I haven't seen season 2 yet, but
oh
I'm
my
looking
God, Graham!
I know.
Oh
That's
my God,
what I hear.
Graham! You have. Oh my God! It's incredible. It's a beautiful. It's just gonna. I mean, I'll say it now. I think it's gonna sweep up. It's incredible.
Ooh, that's very generous of you.
I mean, you'll hate me saying this, but it is I just binged the whole whole of season 2, and it is an absolutely stunning piece of work.
Weirdly, you're the second person who's told me that this morning.
Well, look, I hope it's massively successful because he really deserves it. He's worked hard as Jack.
Well, I really want to see it. Jayde Adams, go have a lovely time in London. Enjoy the big spokes. If you're not too cool for it, I don't know.
Maya.
We dedicate this to you. It's Pet Shop Boys, West End Girls. That's you. That's
me.
you.
Virgin Radio.